Okay, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. This is part 4 of the series of the Cardinal readings, collective readings. Um, if you haven't seen the other 3, I'm going to leave the description at the end. I will not be time stamping these. I will not do individual readings. I want to do collective for all of the signs. So some of this energy may go all over the place. Some of it may not. Take what resonates with you. Leave the rest behind. That's just energy. So if it applies to you, stick it out and we'll see what the energy has to say. So I'll shuffle them up and see where we go. I've enjoyed doing these. I'm doing the mutable and I already did the mutable. So actually, if you're looking for Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, or Pisces, going to cross watch or something like that, you might check out my mutable signs reading I just got finished up with. So if you're looking for your specific person's reading, you can go over there and check that out. Okay, so Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, part 4. Where are we going with this? Who wants to speak? Who wants to know something? Whose energy is speaking right now? Okay. We got the Four of Cups. Okay. The Four of Cups. Notice that he or she, it doesn't matter, just energy, but the 3 cups down below, staring very heavily upon, something's weighing heavily, and not paying attention to the offering coming out of the sky. It's right in front of you is what it kind of resembles here, but that's a little early. Cups, emotions. It's usually we could be talking about water signs. Don't have to be. Everybody is in a position of the Four of Cups most of the time, in our heads a little bit. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, what energy is here? We are in the 12-12 portal, so they say. I don't think that the universe knows we've actually called it that, but we can go ahead and just stick with it because everybody seems to resonate with it. Had a card come out. New relationship, Ace of Cups. No wonder you're in your head, right? The offering, though. So you're focused on 3 other things, right? And there is the offering. That cup, single cup coming from the clouds, is that. An offering of love, an offering of emotions. Doesn't have to be relationship-wise. It doesn't have to be. But most of the time, it's pretty indicative of that. So do we have a new relationship coming in? My heart spilleth over. The dove diving down into the cup. Divine offering. So when people say divine offering, sometimes you go divine by God, divine by the universe. Yes, divine meaning that this is no ordinary relationship. Okay? And with the Four of Cups, it makes sense as you would be questioning that. I got 2 cards here. 3, my bad, I'll quit lying. Temperance. Temperance. We could be talking about Sagittarius here. It's a Sagittarius energy. We could also be talking about water signs as well. But temperance, okay? Pouring from one cup into the other. We could be alchemizing past trauma, pain, suffering, whatever. But in this case, with temperance following right after the Ace of Cups, I kind of get the idea. Something's leading to brighter days, most definitely. Very earthy type energy. As soon as I said that, I didn't even look at these cards, but check it out. A union of some type, the Four of Wands, okay? So we could be talking about commitment. We could be talking about a marriage. It doesn't have to be those types of things, but a relationship with temperance could be saying that before I move forward, I'm going to commit to this alchemizing of something. I say that because we have the 5 of Cups. Anytime we see the 5s, a lot of people go, ooh, bad news. No, not bad news. Okay, but it's letting go of past. But it's also getting out of your head because the river is there, okay? It's sort of like knowing that it's going to be a pretty tough path to get across that river, to cross over that bridge, to get to that, foundation that's sitting over there on the other side. You've kind of kicked the cans, but you're forgetting you got two, beautiful cups, one which is taller than the other. So one thing burdens you, more than the other. You had the Four of Cups, okay? So which one of these four is larger? And it's mentally, emotionally. We do have the Four of Wands here, so I'm wondering if Temperance is trying to say balance out. It's 1 foot on land, 1 foot on or in the water, right? So it's balancing out your human or your earthly things with your spiritual things. So just some balance work. The Five of Cups is kind of showing me that too. So what else do we need to know here? So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Anything specific here? This union could also be talking about contractual as well. Doesn't have to be. But I'm thinking union with the spiritual side at the moment. Divine offering, the Ace of Cups. Okay. Holding on to something. We have the Four of Pentacles show up here. It kind of gives you the idea of hoarding. But if you'll notice, he's moved out and away from the city, okay? So this card also represents moving away from the materialistic side of things. Perhaps this relationship is reminding you of your past, holding on to some things in your past. We did see the Temperance. Sorry, I got to itch my foot. Itchy foot. I'm sure it means something. Some people scratch their nose or have an itchy nose or an itchy ear, ringing in the ears. So an itchy foot. You're standing on, you got your feet firmly planted. So I kind of feel like it's not so much talking about financial means as well. And like I said, and we saw the Four of Cups and then the Five of Cups. So it's graduated. It's gotten a little bit heavier. Maybe you're getting close. Maybe you're getting close to a marriage. Perhaps the time has come for you to really, really feel those cold feet. Cold feet. I was talking about the feet, right? Maybe you're getting cold feet. Maybe somebody's about to take the plunge. Don't do it! No, I'm just playing. No, it's a beautiful thing. But I kind of feel like maybe that might be where this is leaning to. So we'll find out here. Wow. Okay. Most definitely. The Empress shows up. Okay. The Empress shows up whenever it's time to nurture the self, when it's time to focus inward. She is the nurturing spirit. Makes my heart just between the heart chakra, okay, and the head space. That is where the Empress lies. All of the chakras, for instance, but the Empress reminds us of this more passive, more feminine energy. So I feel like there's a nurturing aspect to this. And I really get the idea that maybe, yeah, it's time for you to just take a minute and enjoy. Maybe things got so fast and so hustle and bustle. If this is a proposal, it doesn't have to be something like that. But, and I think this. I somehow just got the feeling I think this. So maybe there's confirmation in that. That, yeah, things have just gotten, sped up, and I just need to slow my roll. I need to focus back inwards again, focus on this relationship, and the Temperance card showing the balance. Balance out. I know what I know, and stay out of my head. So hopefully here, Aries, as soon as I said that, we had 2 cards pop out. Sorry about that. Having a hard time. 3 cards. I'm lying again. The World card, just a cycle. I'm not going to get too specific on the World card at this moment. We could be talking about the 4 different signs over here, okay? Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, but not necessarily have to. The ending and the beginning of a cycle, the ending and beginning of a relationship, ending and beginning of a job, an opportunity, whatever it is. I don't want to get too specific yet because I want to see what these other cards are. Okay. Yeah, we got the King of Pentacles. So an offering of some type. The King of Pentacles shows up to remind us of the earthbound nature. He is definitely earthy, right? He's surrounded by the vines, surrounded by the beautiful castle. But he has all of his ducks in a row, all of his coin in a row. Okay. Financial stability, um, wealthy, abundant, and this could be state of mind. And I saw that, with the Empress showing up here, followed by the World card, I kind of get that idea. Yeah, it's stabilizing, Um, and let's check out. I can find room to put that. Here we go. And then the Hermit. You're in your head. The Hermit shining a light on this King of Pentacles, on the stability of your life, reminding you to remind yourself to check out what is stable in your life right now. Focus on that. And maybe, like I said, you kind of got in your head and it kind of just shifted you when we see the World card like that. It makes you second guess. So some second guessing going on. Am I doing the right thing? Maybe perhaps you were in a relationship before and this is another go around. It could be the second, third, fourth. Who knows? Who cares? I'm not judging. But you're in your head. But the Hermit is shining his light on to the King of Pentacles. Now this could be focus more on your focus more right now on your work. Take your mind off of it. You don't have to, but focus your mind on the things that ground you, because the King of Pentacles is the grounded nature. The King of Pentacles. The only higher up is the Emperor, right? So we do have the Empress showing up, so who knows? All right, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. We need more information here. I just kind of feel like I said, it just feels like maybe this kind of gave you cold feet, right? Or you're getting cold feet. It's real calm to me. It doesn't feel highly energetic. Magician. Manifestation card, right? You are divine. You carry all of the divineness of all of the signs, right? You got the cups, the wands, the swords, right? Pentacles, coin, everything. So the Magician shows up whenever you're trying to manifest something, whenever you're trying to bring something forth. Okay? My right ear just started to ring. A masculine energy. Maybe this is your manifestation. You're trying to manifest someone. Well, that happened soon. That was kind of wild. Let's see. We got some cards trying to pop out here. Here we go. Okay. Whatever it is, it's coming in very quickly. Communications could be text message. This could be... Now, wait a minute. If you're already there, this quick... Give me just a second. This quick energy, the 8 of Wands coming in, okay? Right? Very fast communication. It's a definite communication. Doesn't necessarily have to mean it's super fast, but it means it is a definite something coming in. And we followed by the Magician. We followed the Magician. Your manifestation is happening very quickly. So this marriage, this union is either... It is, it's like tomorrow, right? And you're needing to know that answer. I hope to get this posted before then, and then afterwards you go, I married a schmuck. Thank you very much. No, I don't think so. I think you're just in your head. But it is happening fast, and I feel like this is more of your heart rate. This is more of things are moving so quickly. I don't know. I get these jittery kind of feeling with this, so I feel like that's what it's trying to say here. Let's see here. Look at that. That ought to settle your mind. The 10 of Pentacles. Notice this family surrounded by, let's say, just examples, grandfather, son, daughter, the 2 dogs, for crying out loud. You got 2 dogs. Loyalty, stability, legacy. you know, beautiful home in the background. That's what this talks about. Okay. It also talks about contracts, you know, and so which could kind of verify with the Four of Wands as well. Contract, marriage, you know. But you're marrying into something. You're marrying into a very stable environment, it appears. What's the beef? Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. What's the beef? What's the problem? Okay, here's the other cards. Yeah. I'm not going to put those in there yet because I think they just came off the bottom of the deck. So what's the problem here? Just confirmation? Yeah, this is really happening to me. Hell, you ought to know if your heart's racing, right? If I were marrying tomorrow, am I making the right decision? That's like shaking the 8 ball, right? The old school 8 ball. It is definitely so, or whatever those answers were. Most certainly so. I see that in your future. I don't even remember what they used to say, but the old, you know, I don't even know. Y'all probably know, but a little 8 ball that you could shake up and had the little diamond that had a whole bunch of writing on it, and you just asked the question. We've advanced to cards now. We no longer have that sitting on our nightstand. Your future hubby or wife, whatever, just doesn't approve of it. So you're reaching into the cards. It kind of seems steampunkpsyche. That's what you did. So I appreciate it. Do I need to marry this person? Should I marry this person? Is it the right thing to do? Is it going to last? Is it going to be one of those Romeo Juliet? Oh, no, I don't like that one. That was a terrible ending. Gosh, no marriages are perfect anymore. So let's not even go down that road. How about that? That's the reason why I came up with that, just to tell you that. There is no perfect marriage. You got to work on it. You got to communicate, right? We got the communication card. We had this one that just stuck between my two fingers. Here we go. 8 of Pentacles. This is somebody who's put their head down into their investment, into their work to try to make something happen, try to make something come to fruition. They've also moved away from the materialistic. You know, they're stable. They invest in themselves. That's a wonderful card. Then we have the devil. Okay. The devil shows up to expose that which we are incapable or refuse to look at, right? Right. Also, Capricorn. Bam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize that information, okay? With the 7 of, or with the 8 of Pentacles and then the devil. Perhaps you're, you know, earlier I said maybe go focus into your work. Perhaps you're a workaholic. And this person has expressed to you, look, you work way too much. We're going to have to talk about this. We're going to have to work on this. This just got a little more specific. Some people are chained to their work. Some people are incapable of not staying busy. That's not necessarily a bad thing, right? What I'm going to do, though, for the sake of this reading, for the sake of whoever is here, this took you a while to come out. Took a while to come out. So what I'm going to take that as a sign. Those wands that we saw shooting and darting through the air means communication. Perhaps you're not very good at communicating in that way. Perhaps you're a little maybe emotionally kind of closed off a little bit. I don't know. Doesn't have to be that case, but I'm just saying maybe you have tried to communicate that, and this person, that's why you got the cold feet. I just got it. You're on the receiving end of this. Maybe you're marrying into somebody who is emotionally closed off, maybe. Who's a workaholic, maybe. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that would be. And you're getting married quickly. It's beyond pop the question. It's about to happen. And now maybe you were reminded by that. Okay, we're going to find out. I'm marrying a workaholic. Is this going to work out? I'm marrying somebody who is busy all the time. I love this person. You know, we get along, all this, but I'm not so sure, maybe a little emotionally unavailable. Works too much. Is there anything I need to know? Two cards. Okay. One, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. The nurturing aspect again. Earth sign. You know, very stable. There is no, this person has the room to include, very inclusive. The Queen of Pentacles is very considerate, very, very passionate. I say that we saw the next card, the King of Cups. Okay. I believe that what this is saying, the King and the Queen together right here, that with the King of Cups being the emotional energy, which I feel like may be you, it doesn't have to be. This could be in the opposite direction. But I feel like maybe if this is you, if you are the workaholic, then it's trying to say, be a little more in the compassionate King of Cups. Open up a little bit emotionally. I did not get the energy that this was in any way kind of a vindictive, like there was a major player involved. I did feel exactly like I said, like it's a cold feet moment, and all of these things are coming up to you. The last two cards are very telling. You know, there's a nurturing, a caring, loving. There's nothing about these two cards that tell me that there's anything to be worried about. It just means that, look, building a legacy takes time. It takes people to invest not only in the business, but invest in your partnership. And that has been the case since the dawn of time with king and queens. You know, they invest in the people. The king was normally the one who was directing his military or his militant, his army, building the city. And the queen was the supportive of the king, in that she was in tune with the people. So there is that nurturing spirit, which is what the Queen of Pentacles represents. Listen, my heart and my body just shivered and I got cold chills. This is what you need to know. Just be supportive. Be supportive and communicate. And whatever the outcome is going to be, when you're both in those natures, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups, there is nothing that can stand in your way. Okay. This has been an amazing, amazing 4-part series. I'm going to leave this with, check out the other signs if you'd like. If you know of anybody who, you know, cross watches or whatever, let them know that I have mutable signs done. And also the 4 cardinal signs are going to be available too. I'm going to try to get these out tomorrow. I love you, man. That is an amazing reading. I just feel like, I feel gooey inside. It's like, for sure, you know, just confirmation, wonderful confirmation. Anyway, I love you. Appreciate you coming by. Hopefully we'll see you on the next ones. Okay. All right. Bye. Oh, good luck.